Well, this is going to be the last time I would be recording with my EVGA RTX 3070 Ti. This is it. And if you guys have been seeing my recent shorts, you may already know by now that I'm finally upgrading my rig to something a bit more capable. Simply because of the demand from games these days. Obviously, this is not a sponsored video whatsoever, but I feel like I would be doing this card a huge disservice if I wouldn't mention it on this channel. I will say to anyone out there looking on the market currently for a decent capable graphics card, I cannot stress enough for you guys. Obviously, this is a mid-range graphics card, but once again, I cannot stress enough how incredible EVGA has performed for me personally over the course of 5 years. I have never encountered any issues with this card whatsoever, and besides regularly just cleaning my computer, which, let's face it, something you should be doing anyways, there's been absolutely no backlash with EVGA. They have gained a forever customer, even though unfortunately they no longer make graphics cards. I will still look at the brand with a smile on my face because they speak value and quality. And most importantly, they do quality. Nvidia has truly lost a good business partner whenever EVGA decided to step down from that business. So thank you EVGA for being extremely good to me, and I will always and forever cheer for you and your success. Going back to the topic of this video, on the other hand, I think more often than not I speak from any early access survival games, and I hardly ever talk and cover games that are fully polished on this channel. So let's change that, shall we? Some of them have been mentioned before on this channel, but I promise you, if this is your first time coming across this channel and you are looking for a good quality survival game that is in fact in full release, I think I may encourage you to try some of these out. These are of course my personal favorites, and I will try to only mention, just like I said, the fully released games that are more than certainly worth the money that you spend. So here are the games that I will always recommend. And number 1, Sons of the Forest. It's hard to find a game that not only looks absolutely phenomenal, but also introduces a new survival mechanic. I think Sons of the Forest is arguably one of the most badass survival games we have seen in a long time. Absolutely delivering on the promise from years and years ago. The game is extremely optimized. I was able to play this on extreme settings with an outstanding frame rate that would hardly ever drop. And honestly, for a game as good looking as that, I was thinking that that would never happen. There's no doubt that this game is absolutely gorgeous when it comes to visuals, but even content wise, this game never disappointed me, not even slightly. I do wish, however, that I had an assault rifle in this game with just a bunch of ammunition so I can just roam the forest with full confidence, but perhaps there is a reason why devs decided to keep your weapons and ammunition semi-limited and hard to approach. Because at the end of the day, this is a horror survival game, and holy crap do I have chills playing this game by myself at 2 in the morning. And number 2, this one is more like a hit or miss for some, but nonetheless I will mention it anyways because I think it's simply awesome. Grounded. Yes, the visuals are cartoony and not realistic, I get it. But I'm the type of person that would still play anything as long as the concept is great and there's plenty of content to be discovered. That's perhaps why I cover a lot of low poly survival games. I don't care about the visuals, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that feel the same way. The game did at some point go up in price, but I still think it's worth the money 100%. Something I have to mention right away, I can't believe there's people in my circle that didn't know that this was a survival game. It is in fact a survival game that also has extremely satisfying RPG elements as well. The idea of being able to kill any bug and use its skin to craft an armor or handy equipment is such a phenomenal idea. And it's not only the visuals, keep in mind. The armor that you do craft comes with different perks and abilities that does benefit you in the game. For instance, you kill a spider and collect enough skins, you'll be able to craft an armor set that will make you a better hunter in the game, whether it's stealth or what have you. I have not personally tested, but that's what it tells you under the description. So I'm assuming it gives you either a stamina boost or it makes you more stealthier. If you craft ladybug armor, it will grant you extra armor, making you feel more of a tank, for the lack of a better term. This game has a full-on building and crafting system as well, so if you're the type of person that likes to build and decorate and farm, there is plenty of that as well. The fact that you can also play this game cross-platform with absolutely anyone you want across any platform, that alone deserves respect and praise in my opinion. I will always recommend Grounded. At number 3, Medieval Dynasty, although this game had a rough get up and go from the start, especially with my previous criticism, from what this game is offering now is absolutely worth recognition in my opinion. Previously, the lack of voiceover made this game feel extremely draggy and not as enjoyable. Personally, I struggle with staying engaged with tasks and side missions, let alone care about them. But as soon as they started to implement voiceover into the game, I began to get attracted all over again. Yes, it is a town management game, but there is a huge emphasis on survival mechanics as well. The game is very intuitive when it comes to just learning curve, and although the combat isn't perfect and not the best amongst some other medieval survival games, this game has other elements that make up for its shortcomings. It is very nicely optimized and it is in full release. And to conclude this video, I have to implement V-Rising. If you are currently enjoying either Diablo, it can't be Diablo 4, but if it's Diablo 3 or Path of Exiles, and you wish for more survival mechanics, this game will get you covered. I never thought that I would ever enjoy any survival game from top-down perspective, but V-Rising has ultimately changed my mind on that. And now, quite frankly, I'm more open-minded when it comes to the top-down survival games. This game is fully released, extremely satisfying to play even on console, and this is probably my ultimate go-to during Halloween season as well. It's spooky and I absolutely love it. And this will conclude today's list. If you have any personal lists of high quality survival games that are indeed in full release, drop them down below. Just remember, we are only talking about the fully released games, no early access. Let's just appreciate high quality survival games that are indeed in full release. This was your boy Roos, and I'm out. Goodbye.